Hey guys, welcome back to the CNJ show. I have my favorite Gin and Juice here, and I got my sister NEEK, and we was talking about the relationship with Kurt Franklin and his son, and NEEK, you left off saying about 50 Cent and his son.
Yeah, so basically what I was saying, because Jen was asking why do we feel that their relationship is so estranged. And I was saying, well, for them not to talk 2 and 3 years and things like that, I do feel like a lot of times with the men, whether they're trying to do it or not, I do feel like they do make a difference, especially if they have an issue with the child's father or the child's mother. I'm sorry. They kind of put that kind of on the child. So, For example, 50 Cent and his son, the one that look exactly like him, they don't have a good relationship, right? But, he called everybody else his sons. People that's not even his sons, he called his sons. He got other children that he loves, and he treats them a certain type of way, and they live this certain type of life, whereas his
So how many
son,
kids he have?
I think he has like 1 or 2 other.
He has 1, I think.
Okay, so just that one. So
and I know that little boy, he be kissing them and everything.
Yeah, so that right there, he gets the world. He's treated like, whatever, a prince or whatever. Where the
and
other
then
one,
too, Nick, he's much older now. So he can probably play more into the fatherly role than when he was younger.
Yeah, but they're still going at it right now. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, this was like a year or 2 ago where, they're going back and forth still on the internet, and, he's saying that, that's not his son, and, just hurtful things that nobody want to hear their father or their mother say to them. Like, you get what I'm saying? So regardless of the relationship, it's just like, okay, that's not something that you want to hear coming out of your father's mouth or coming out of your mother's mouth. And not to mention,
50 Cent is a totally jerk. I'm just being honest. He
puts that out there, but I think behind the scenes, he's a very soft guy.
For that girl that he with, because that's what he likes.
For the girl, I think just in general, I think he has this persona that he puts out.
So when the lady on Power, when he called her Goro, with her hair having no edges.
Yeah, and she said, like, why would you say that? I thought it was cool or whatever. Like, he hurt her feelings, but just, trying to be funny or whatever. Maybe he just took it too far. Maybe he didn't think of it as anything. But I feel like he say things to people to, kick people when they down. Even the whole thing with Young Buck, been found with that transgender or whatever.
What did he say?
Basically just getting on him, talking about, you broke this, that, and the third. And then the whole thing with Young Buck and, being caught with the transgender or whatever. It was just like, and
then with the Vivica Fox thing.
Vivica Fox.
And he was with her. It was like, come on, man.
But I like I said, I don't think it's a persona. I think he's really like that. I think just that he's gotten older. He got a young, pretty girl or whatever that he probably never thought he'll be able to pull. And I feel like that's why he treat her a certain way. But I don't feel like he's this nice person behind closed doors. But coincidentally, you have all of these bad relationships with everybody else. Like,
because he's not. Yeah, he's not.
I don't think.
But he did say that the son did sit up there and I guess was trying to befriend the guy that had shot him so many times. Something. That's why he said he hate. That's why he said he hate him.
The boy was listening to his mom, and his mom was telling him lies, and he basically turned into his mom and all of this and that. Blah, blah, blah.
But you got to understand, if you're not there majority of the time, 75 to 80% of the time, and the mom is there, I don't care what lies she's telling. We've seen even movies like this where it's just like we could believe somebody because it's the person that took over the film for the majority of the time. Until whereas towards the ending, that person that you didn't see that often, it's like, oh wow, you were telling the truth. Oh wow, you weren't the bad guy. After all, but I feel like that's his responsibility because his son is still fairly young. It's like, and they've been going at it from years back. So I think that.
Do you think it happened once he took the house from the lady, told her to just get on up out the house?
I'm pretty sure there was an issue because the son has to be with the mom, and then being growing up a teenage boy. You have testosterone. So it's kind of like...
But what if the mom wasn't trying to let him see his dad and then filling his head up with all of these things?
That's 50 Cent's responsibility to come up and say, hey, look, I'm your father. I love you. Me and your mom had a situation. It did not work. Right? Yeah. That's 2 separate things. You, on the other hand, you need to say, out of that, I'm going to be here for you. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to make sure that you're good because you're mine. That's your responsibility as a man and as an adult. So at the end of the day, you know, of course, if you want to believe your mama, then go ahead. You know, no, man.
Yeah, like his understanding, just how you could sit up there and you turned your stuff into some figures to not just be a rapper, and you knew you had to rush and figure that out. Why you can't figure that out with your son? Because he really, you know, I guess needs you. He really do. You know, he wanted his dad, and I can imagine having to see your dad go to that expensive shoe store and get everybody those Jordans, and you didn't get anything.
Yeah, but I think that's, you know, I think 50 Cent do a lot of things on purpose to be a certain type of way towards the boy. And I think you know, I think after a while you will be able to, I think they'll be able to bend that relationship as the boy gets old enough to, like, look, forget about the money, forget about whatever. I want a relationship with my father. That, you know, whoever it have to be, whether it be 50 Cent or him, somebody have to step up.
And I hope so, because we have too many black men that, you know, sometimes if you don't got nothing to do with the baby mama, things don't go right. It's like, okay, I'm leave you over there to the side, but you still have to, like, no, come on. This is your son. You want to make sure.
I think the black people in general, because I don't want to say black men or whatever. I think people are too easy to dismiss family. You know what I mean? It's like,
that's true.
You only have, you know, you're a family for a reason. And I feel like you should be able to have those, you know, whether or not, you know, hey, it's your mom that doing this, or you did this to us, dad, or whatever it is. It should be able to have had a conversation like, look, that offended me. I didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel some kind of way about it. I don't feel like that's a reason why you should hate your son and not talk to your son no more, because you guys had.
But you gotta realize too, as black people, we weren't taught to communicate. We were taught to sit down and shut up, and anything that you said is talking back.
Yeah.
So effective communication is not something that is prevalent in the black community. We just shut down.
Right.
And stop talking to a person. That's our way of communicating.
Hello, Jen. Come through.
I mean,
I hear you.
just...
And see, too, yeah, because now since Jen just said that, I'm going to go ahead on and finish saying what I was on. The black men, I mean, it's everybody, but I know I was talking to my friend today, and we were just talking about, we were just basically saying, like, well, dang, how come, guys, I know, listen, nothing racist. So if we do say a racist, nothing like that. Y'all look, we probably have more Spanish and whites than blacks. So it's nothing like everybody. That. We love everybody. But we were saying, how come in, you know, the other side of town of the world, the Caucasians, the whites, how come it seemed like their world, they can do this? Okay, listen, you're going to go to school, you're going to go to college, you get married, you don't have no babies in between, you don't do this stuff, and you wait, and like they just went through the steps of, we go to college, because we don't get pregnant. Like, none of them don't seem to get pregnant.
Because there's a conversation that's had, even much with their teenage daughters. Okay, are you thinking about sex? Guess what? Okay, let's go to your doctor. We're going to get you on birth control. That's a scary conversation for a lot of parents. You don't want to have that conversation with your daughter. But
how is they able to actually commit to doing that the whole time?
Because they don't want to get pregnant. They do it. I've seen girls take those birth control pills every day at the same time.
It's a prayer.
They have the alarm that goes off, and it's already explained to them. Listen, you take this every day at the same time, so that way it can work effectively for you, right? And they still, you know, use protection, I'm sure, or whatever it is, but this is for, you know, a mishap or whatever. They are protected. And the reason why is because they have those conversations. They have a plan. It's not like that one saying that they say, and I'm going to use this particularly for black people. It's not that we plan to fail, but we fail to plan. So guess what? We're not planning for our little baby daughters that, although they're 15, although they're 16, although they're 14, we don't want to talk to them about sex, because we're just going to pray that it'll just go away and pray that they're not thinking about it.
Yeah. And you know, it's so funny because I had a talk with my mom and seeing if she had a talk with my young nephew right now, because he's coming to that age. He's about 14 or 15, and I said, you know, did you talk to him about sex and, you know, things like that? And she goes, well, you know, I can't talk to him about that. Like, what do I know about stuff like that to talk to him about it? And
well, it's because maybe because it's a boy.
No, Cynthia, she knows the tools and equipments and everything. She knows. Right. And I was just like, it just had me thinking like, okay, I never got that talk. I doubt if my sisters ever got that talk. It's just a disconnect.
Because you know what I think?
Sexuality. We're not comfortable with sexuality. We're not comfortable about talking about sex, you know, birth control or getting pregnant or, you know, different things.
Disagreements, even if you want.
I feel like it's even like proper, like, hygiene when it comes to sex. A lot of girls don't even know that they have to wipe their vagina from front to back.
Well, I hope that they know.
Well, a lot of them don't. You know, it's just certain things. And I feel like even teachers that I've had over the years, they would throw out little things, you know, for the women, you know, in bio class and things like that. Ladies, make sure you're doing this. And, you know, boys, make sure you're doing this. And these things that you think will come, it's like, okay, this is baseline. Everybody should know this. People don't know these things. Mm-hmm.
And see, maybe you're right. Maybe that is the reason, because I know, you know, with my son, he's finna be 18 in August. Oh my God. Mm-hmm. But, you know, I think with us, for whatever reason, we do like this sign language communicate, like, you know, now. And once you say, you know, now, that you know now supposed to mean everything. So, you know, if you know, once that's that time, and then, you know, and you'll be like, okay, you know what, just say it. And you never say the words. You just be like, yeah. And these because you're getting older, right?
And they be just as
clueless as whatever.
Confused. And so then what happens is it leaves that door open for another teenager to teach them.
Exactly.
And, you know, most likely the way that they're going to teach them is, okay, whatever I want you to do is what I'm going to teach you. Like, exactly. It's like, you know, look, I want you to be ready today. So I'm going to kind of like lead you, like, look, this is what you got to do if you love somebody. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Things like that. And that's the issue. And that's the reason why a lot of young girls are, you know, black girls are pregnant very young and have to pause their, you know, which, you know, that's back in the day when they used to pause their careers or whatever. I've seen black girls walk the stage, get their diplomas, get their degrees and everything else like that.
But
so
it's not that.
But it does make it makes it harder for sure. It's definitely not easy.
So what you're saying is, or do you guys think? Now I know I was told one time, because I, you know, have my son, that stuff like that maybe his dad should tell him and not me. So I know sometimes the you know, the men may be not in their lives, whatever the case may be. So do you guys feel like it don't matter who have a certain topic?
It doesn't matter who have the topic, because guess what? If you have a child, you know how to make a child, and you know what to tell them.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not even the fact that, okay, well, it have to be a woman because I don't know. I have to be a man because I don't know about this topic. You know, you got children, so you got to know. If he's here now already, you know what to do. You already know what to do, and you know what to tell him. So
and I feel like for a lot of people it is excuses, or it is a way for them to detach themselves from the situation because they don't know how to have these conversations. Who had that conversation with them?
Right.
Nobody.
Actually, never.
Nobody had, and I can guarantee you nobody had that conversation with them. So it's like when it comes time to pass on that knowledge or be that advocate for that child, because regardless of if they having it now or 2 days from now or 2 years from now, they're gonna have sex. So I think.
Well, do you think too, Jen, that now I'm just being honest. Now, when it comes down to a mom to a son, like I said, I know a guy. You know, well, my ex was telling me, look, I'll tell that to him, or you let his dad, like, cause boys feel a little uncomfortable. A guy can get more into that part without, you know, the boys feeling a little uncomfortable with the mom saying it. Because I know I've said, okay, well, let me just, you know, make sure I'm telling him, you know, about how this stuff supposed to go. And, you know,
when you want to get into specifics, that's one thing. But I think to a general conversation, look, if you want to have sex, you think you're ready for sex, you need to let me know. I want to take you to get condoms. I want to show you. They have a place where they even give out free condoms. You know, these are things that...
I don't think it's even bad. I think we make it a bad thing. I don't think I would have a problem describing to my son how to put a
No, it's not a
condom
problem.
on
No, I don't
or
think it's a
something like that.
problem.
Like, what are we talking about when we say, okay, we're gonna, like, he's gonna be uncomfortable? What are we talking about? Like, okay, the penis goes into the vagina.
Well, I'm thinking, I don't know, you know, maybe like okay, so boy, you know, like, okay, so you, hey, then it's about that time, you know, da 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 da. Now, I don't know how a guy could say it. I don't know how they do, because I know they be skipping parts sometimes.
I think guys that do a worse job than you.
I really think so.
I think it's gonna be where, regardless of the fact, he's gonna be uncomfortable because he's a teenager and this is an adult talking about something.
It's awkward.
Yeah, it's gonna be awkward because you're an adult. So it's not even the fact that, okay, well, yeah, you know, if it's that, then, you know, since I'm a man, I'll talk to him about it. It's still gonna be uncomfortable because he's still, you know, in his eyes, he's a kid and you're a grown up talking about something this big about.
That's like forbidden.
That's exactly. This is forbidden, you know. So I don't think it's that, but I do think it's time out for waiting and seeing who's going to take the first step to talk to him. I think if that's something that you want to wait on, I think, you know, I think both people should be, the mom and the dad really should be present to show that support for one,
to show that openness, like we're both here for you.
We're both here for you.
You can talk to either one of us,
right? Because there's dudes that have that good relationship with their mom, and they talk about girls, they talk about this, they talk about that, they have that relationship. So I think that you want that, especially if let's just say the dad works all the time, or the dad is not around as much like that, or whatever. And you're here, you don't want it to be where it's like, okay, he's going days where it's something that he need to get off his chest, but he got to wait till he can see his dad to talk about it. You want to have that openness with your child as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's okay. So then, hey, you heard it first from the C&J show. Men and women, it doesn't matter. Talk to the kids about this type of stuff so that they're aware and know what's going on. And men, when you do get ready to talk to your sons, don't like do the little high five thing and you kind of skip the whole thing of what it's supposed to be. Like, boy, listen, you could get somebody pregnant and you're going to be the one to have to take, you know, it's yours. We're not giving you no high fives for that. Okay?
Yeah, financially, it could change your entire life. I see people on child support and not bringing hardly no money home.
Yeah.
You know, so you need to make sure that, you know, those type of topics are being talked about in a serious way. Because, you know, he's going to go around and, you know, whatever it is. But, you know, you want to make sure, like, it's more than just, you know, that sensation or whatever it is. It's like, you know, it's a big responsibility to take that step to have sex with somebody. And if that is something that you want to do, you need to make sure that you're being responsible and protecting yourself, because not only pregnancy, that's the only thing we've mentioned right now is pregnancy, but there's a lot of STDs. There's STDs that people can't get rid of. I've had friends that have died from AIDS back when I was young, and you know, it's sad. You know what I mean? To watch somebody go through that. I mean, obviously these days is different. They got these medications and stuff, but who want to be HIV positive? You know, so young for the rest of your life. You know what I mean?
And I know that they got it out here now, you know, with the PrEP and the steps and, you know, in the community and saying it like, yeah, you know, I have AIDS and that's good.
But it don't even turn to AIDS anymore. It turns to HIV. You know what I mean? The numbers are low enough. It doesn't even turn into AIDS anymore.
And and that's good. You still can have a life.
Yeah, you still have a life.
Still, you know, you do want to protect yourself.
Yeah, if you can prevent it. And I'm pretty sure
that.
And I mean, I watch a lot of AIDS advocates. I've watched a lot of people. I'm fans with them, and they speak about this. You know what I mean? Of course, they have a different life, but like they say all the time, listen, if I didn't have to take 12 pills a day or 9 pills a day or whatever it is, I would love that. But this is my life, and I'm grateful, and I'm happy that they have it this way. But this is not a life, and they always tell people, listen, protect yourselves. Make sure that you know your status. Make sure you know your partner's status.
Because, you know, we had someone as well, guys, in our family that we knew with certain things going on, and it didn't spread like that. You know, once you get yourselves to understanding, because now HIV/AIDS is not AIDS.
No.
Or you know, it's different.
Yeah, you just have
how
HIV.
stuff.
And a lot of people, for the most part, and I was just talking to my mom about this morning, and she was just like, you know, it's a great thing, because a lot of times it doesn't even go to, I haven't heard anybody have AIDS in a long time. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, because of the medication that's out there. But, you know, for our young people, if you wasn't born with it, you don't have it, it can be prevented. Protect yourselves. And not only just from AIDS and HIV, you know, is genital herpes and stuff like that. And that is a huge STD. And and
you have it forever.
Yeah, and after in the teenage, you know, I think from like 18 to 25, that is one of the biggest numbers of people that have herpes, genital herpes. So guys, just make sure, like I say, talk to your kids. Make sure your kids know to protect themselves, and don't be afraid to talk. You know.
Yeah. And don't sit up there and, you know, I understand it looks good to say that you're hitting about 5 or 6 females, but guess what? Out of the 5 or the 6 ones, it's probably 5 of them that got something, and I'm pretty sure they all have boyfriends. Yeah. So you want to be careful with that kind of stuff.
Be careful.
But that's what we gotta say with that. And guys, again, share, hit that bell, smash it, crack it, so that y'all know when we do have videos. We want to hear from you guys. And Jen and Juice and my sister NEEK, they got different Instagrams, and then you'll see my email. If you want us to talk about something maybe we didn't hear, and you want to hear our opinions about it, then we want to give it to you guys. And starting next week, we're gonna put our phone number up and have you guys call in, and so that we can hear live what your thoughts and views is of, you know, everything that's going on or something that happened in your community. And again, thank y'all, because we been just about hit that, you know, y'all see it a little slower than what we do, but hit that 20K, and we're just like, come on, we got to get up to that 100K.
Yeah,
you know, got to. So, final thoughts, Jen and Juice.
Be your kid's advocate. Don't be afraid to talk about sex with them, because if they don't get it from you, they'll get it from a person that is way less educated than you are. So that's my thing.
Facts. Yeah, and I agree. Yeah, educate your kids, talk to your kids. Don't be afraid to talk to them, because they're more afraid than you are. So talk to them. If you scared to talk to them, imagine how scared they are, you know, about it. So just make sure you're talking to them.
And make sure you don't have all this porn stuff in your phones and laying around, because you also don't want that kind of stuff teaching them they little young eyes ain't ready for what they see and don't know what's going on. But we're out.